Imperfect action beats inaction every time. So if you guys
Sure.
literally changed nothing about your approach, nothing about your personality, did not change a damn thing, and all you did is just talk to 100 women, I guarantee you at least a couple of them will be your type and find you attractive as well. So if you just talk to 100 girls and ways of meeting girls, and what happens is most guys get over reliant on one or none. Realistically, for most guys, that's they hop onto Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and they have an okay profile, but okay profiles don't get attention. So for a lot of guys, it's like maybe I have 1, 2 girls a month that I'm talking to, versus to actually have an abundant dating life, you should be talking to as many women as possible. The easiest way to focus on that, you do two things. One, drop your tonality at the end of your sentence, because you can say anything like a question, or you can say anything like a question. It's a statement of fact when you drop that tonality at the end. It sounds insecure and needy when it's up talk at the end, is what they call it. But the other side of it too is just kind of having internally, and this is the easiest thing to do. I'm here to make your day better. This is going to go well. Having that kind of internal state, and that'll take care of a lot of the other things.
I feel like that's the beauty of being a man too, right? It's our entire responsibility to do the things that scare us.
Actually, you don't have to be perfect to get a date. You don't have to be perfect to get laid or get a girlfriend or get a wife. You can make those little mistakes. You going up is way more important than anything.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the podcast Conversations That Count. I am here with a good friend of mine, Jordan, and today we're going to talk about what we all love to talk about, and that's communication, how to be better at it, more effective, and how we can all improve. So before I talk too much, Jordan, can you introduce yourself? Tell us about you.
Sure. Yeah, I am a longtime sales guy, but more recently a dating coach. So I help men break out of their shells, become more attractive, and then get the kind of women that they actually want in their life. And specifically, we accomplish that by creating abundance, dating as a funnel.
Okay. Dating coach, creating abundance. I love that. So, Jordan, you got to tell me. So, I feel like sales and communication in general all go hand in hand. How did you end up being a dating coach? How did that work?
For the listeners, I was actually working for a different coach in the space, and that's what led us all here is through that network. They were teaching more networking and conversations with a little bit of dating mixed in there. I'm more strictly on the dating side. And I don't know, I just had a couple of differences of opinions with the coaching style, specific elements of the coaching style, and then really with some of the management team. We just didn't see eye to eye anymore. And so we went our separate ways, and I realized I'm tired of building somebody else's dream. I have all of the skill set to do this for myself, so decided to take matters into my own hands and start my own thing.
Man, I love that. And I feel like a lot of people reach that point where they feel like they have to change or something has to change because you don't want to stay where you are. So that's cool that you look like a young guy too. So it's cool you realize it now and didn't wait until you were 45 or 50, right?
Yeah, it's something that I've always aspired to, is starting my own thing. That was something that I realized probably about 20 years old, if not earlier, but I just didn't know exactly what that was. And so I spent years accumulating different skill sets, everything from the sales side to fixing my own dating life. I was an awkward, scared of women, couldn't do shit. So fixed that problem for myself, and then picked up content creation, photography, videography. The sales skill set obviously was, again, just sharpening that communication weapon. And then it all just clicked one day. And I was like, okay, I have literally everything that I need to make this happen.
But so I do want to get into the communication of what you really do, but I'm always fascinated with how anyone gets into, like, when you go on your own path, you do your own thing. It's always a scary feeling. What were some of the early conversations you had with yourself when you were like, you know what, I want to branch out on my own. I can do what I'm watching everyone else do, and I think I can do it better. What was that conversation like?
It was something that started while I was still working for that other coach. And it was really a weird time because I was making good money doing it. And I didn't have really anything to complain about apart from the fact that just those minor disagreements. And then realizing, for reference, I was doing anywhere between $100,000 to $200,000 a month in sales for this other coach. And I was like, if I can carve out a small piece of this for myself, there's no reason I can't have a good life. And it actually took me a while, but really what happened one day is I did have a really important conversation. I basically sat down with the person who was my manager at the time and just told him everything that was on my mind. And I said, listen, man, I respect you, but your feedback has a negative impact on me. Every time that I implement something that you say, my sales numbers drop. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, it was a really brutal conversation. I was respectful of him. I still am friends with the guy to this day, but it was one of those things where I was like, I walked into there fully expecting to be fired. And that was kind of my game plan. It's like, okay, either I need to fix where I'm at right now or I need to go. And what's interesting is we actually worked on it for about a month. That sales manager, to his credit, took it really well. And we started to make improvements, but then another sales guy came up, and I guess there was two of us who were closers at the time, and decided to let us both go because they were like, you know what, we're just going to clean house. We're going to completely let go of this sales team. And so I was like, okay, cool. That was kind of the sign that I needed. I'm ready now. I've been ready. Things are done here. This is no longer an option, so it's time to make it work for myself.
But they pushed you out of, they pushed you without even meaning to. You were already on the fence. I'm ready to do my own thing. And that was really just the nudge you needed.
Yeah, exactly.
See, I don't know what you believe, but they have that saying like, where if something's not for you, God's never going to let you stay, right? He'll never let you keep what's not for you. So it could have been that you were supposed to have moved on and it finally came around.
It could also just be that I'm a stubborn bastard too.
Could be that too.
If I was the manager, I probably would have let me go too after that chat that we had.
Hey, but shout out to him though for trying to make corrections. I feel like,
Yeah.
especially as leaders, if you're not listening to the people on the ground and you're like, no, I know everything, eventually what you know gets a little outdated unless you're also in the trenches.
Yeah, I have massive respect for the guy. Like I said, we still talk every now and then. I would consider him a friend. We're not as close as we were when we were talking every single day for work, but he is a good dude.
Hell yeah. All right, now I want to get into the exciting stuff, Jordan. So I want you to tell me more. What do you feel like, especially with your time being a dating coach, being in the space, selling in the space? You've done a wide range of things in the dating world. What are some of the places you feel like guys are messing up the most when it comes to dating?
Sure. So most guys just frankly do not talk to enough women, period. And that's especially true in person. But if we break dating down, it all starts with you first being attractive, which a lot of that honestly is your communication skills. It's your ability to create a feeling in that girl. That's the single most powerful skill set that you can develop for dating is being an effective communicator. And then of course, hey, there's all the little stuff like, hey, personal presentation, have a look. You don't need to be 6'4", jacked and juicy, but you should be in the gym. You should have a decent haircut, have a sense of style. That's all making you attractive. From there, okay, we need to build a funnel around you. And it's very similar to a sales funnel, but you have four main ways of meeting girls. And what happens is most guys get over reliant on one or none. Realistically, for most guys, that's they hop onto Tinder, Bumble, Hinge, and they have an okay profile, but okay profiles don't get attention. So for a lot of guys, it's like maybe I have 1, 2 girls a month that I'm talking to versus to actually have an abundant dating life, you should be talking to as many women as possible. And I don't care if you're trying to have a wife or a long-term partner, it's still really important that you do that from a place of abundance, that you do that from being able to choose the best one for you. I don't know. I know I rambled there for a little bit. Did that answer most of the question, or am I off topic here?
No, I think you're right on it. And I do feel like, to your point, a lot of guys don't think about how they look as much as they should. And to your point, they're like, oh, I'm not 6'4", so why even try? When it's okay, you might not be that, but everyone's welcome at the gym. Every clothing store is going to take your money. There is opportunity to improve who you are. And I think that's what a lot is missed is like the self-development where they're like, man, I'm just trying to get laid. And it's what if you didn't suck as much?
But yeah, dude. So it's interesting because you get two groups of guys with kind of defeatist attitudes. There's one group of guys who says, "Oh, looks are everything. That's all that matters, but it's just your genetics." So that's not true at all. It's really the looks that you choose because it's not just a genetic problem. It's actually communicating personality. If you dress a certain way, that does absolutely say things about your character and who you are, and that's really important.
Facts.
Or there's the other group of guys who are like, "Oh, looks don't matter at all." Again, she can see a piece of your character. She can see, okay, is this the kind of guy with discipline? Is this the kind of guy who gets up and gets after it every day? Is this the kind of guy who notices the little details? Like, hey, maybe has a nice piece of jewelry or maybe has a decent haircut all the time. Or does he look frumpy? Does he look like he's given up? So it's really important. And most guys fail to grasp how much control they have over that.
Jordan, you just made me reach for the chain I don't have. I feel real naked right now, caught off guard. But no, I think that's a good point too, where it's like, how many ways can you communicate without communicating? So clothing, style are some of the like nonverbal communication. Are there any other like nonverbal communication methods that you recommend guys use or that like you've used or?
Sure. So especially hey, if you're gonna go up and talk to a girl in person, a lot of how that approach goes is gonna be dictated before you open your mouth. So it's going over the second that you see her, because women can absolutely tell when you're kind of wandering around the edge, like, do I go in? Do I not? It feels predatory. You're nervous, but
Yeah.
to her, it's, oh, who's this creepy guy who's coming? So don't do that. Just as soon as you see her, 3 second rule, you go up. From there, strong eye contact, a little bit of a smile, especially with the eyes. It's not way too excited, but it's just a little bit of, hey, friendly, like I'm here to make your day a little bit better. And then I don't know if this really falls under verbal or nonverbal, but your tonality is also super important. So again,
Mm.
the easiest way to focus on that, you do two things. One, drop your tonality at the end of your sentence, because you can say anything like a question or you can say anything like a question. It's a statement of fact when you drop that tonality at the end. It sounds insecure and needy when it's up talk at the end, is what they call it. But the other side of it too is just kind of having internally, and this is the easiest thing to do. I'm here to make your day better. This is going to go well. Having that kind of internal state, and that'll take care of a lot of the other things. So I actually tell guys not to focus on too many of the nonverbal tactics. Just focus on those two things. Drop the tonality, because that one's huge and it's really easy to do. And it applies outside of dating as well. But then just focus on that pleasant internal state. Hey, I'm here to make your day better. Let's have a fun time. Who are you?
Man, all right, you gave me a lot to unpack.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry if I'm rambling, dude. It's the caffeine.
No, you're good. All of it were important parts, and it all coincided with what I asked. But I think something you said too. Recently, I've been on this huge kick about how it's more important what you say to yourself than it even is what you say to other people. And it's been something I've been talking about a lot on the podcast too. I think what you're saying all ties together, right? You tell them to get their wardrobe together, get their body together, get their looks together, their hair, clean yourself up. When you start doing those things, you start talking to yourself differently too. You start being like, you know what? I look really good. People probably like, I got a lot of compliments today. Maybe I am a better person than I thought. And then you start working on approaching more women. You get used to communicating and talking. All of a sudden, you're now more interesting. You can hold better conversations. So now you're not saying to yourself, like, man, I don't look good. I'm too short. I'm in bad shape. I can't dress. You have all these things against you. And then you're like, but they don't matter, even in the other camp. So it doesn't matter. When in reality, a part of you is still, but I'm none of those things. And that's still going to eat away at yourself. So women can, I feel like anyone can smell that when you're weak-willed, not taking care of yourself, when you don't believe in yourself. To your point, if you can just think internally, hey, I'm actually great. I'm just going to go have an interesting conversation because I am interesting. I'm a benefit to be around. All of a sudden, you start communicating that to the woman you're talking to. That's what I took from everything you said. I don't know if I'm on track.
I'd say so. Here's another interesting piece too, is if you are one of those guys who, hey, maybe you have some weight to lose or you need a little bit of help picking out style or whatever else. In the moment, it doesn't matter. Because in the moment, if you're 50 pounds overweight, can't change that. So whatever, let it be. Don't let that stop you from trying, because there's a lot of different things that can make you attractive as a man, and looks is not all of it. So you ignore those things in the moment. In the grand scheme of things, it matters and more women will be receptive. But with any one girl, in that particular moment, do not let it bother you. Do not let your insecurities come through. And it's okay to be a little bit nervous. It's okay to realize in the back of your mind, shit, I'm a little bit heavier than I should be, but go anyways, because you just never know.
No, I think that's a good point too. And even a way that I would reframe it is if you already know you're on the path, say you're on your second day of going to the gym and you're like, I'm going to lose my 50 pounds, but that girl over there is hot.
Yeah.
And I can't lose 50 pounds in the next 5 minutes. So I have to go talk to her. It's still like you can still have gratification, but I know I'm going to the gym. I know I'm better than I was 2 days ago. And so you got to clean to the stuff that still makes you like, that's interesting alone. There are plenty of people who are 50 pounds overweight and aren't even trying. So I'm still way better than all them.
Yeah, exactly. As long as you're getting better too, that's half.
Exactly. It's not about where you are. It's just about where you headed. So I think that's a good point, man. I think that's a good thing to teach guys. Now I kind of want to flip it and almost do like a devil's advocate thing. What do you feel like are some of the biggest challenges that women give to guys when they are trying to court them or date them?
That
was an old-timey
women
word.
give to guys, or that women have in dating?
Wait, ask me that question.
I want to make sure I understand your question. So are you
Please.
asking what are the biggest challenges that women have in dating, or are you asking what are the biggest obstacles that women put in the way of guys who are trying to
What are the biggest obstacles women put in the way of guys who are trying to date them? And they might be the best guy ever, but what's an obstacle that might still hold them back?
Yeah, we'll get a little bit philosophical on this, but it's a woman's job
Sure.
to test you. So a lot of guys will talk about shit tests. I prefer to think of them more as congruence tests. And the good news is if a girl gives you a test, oh, is that your pickup line? Oh, do you say that to all the girls? Anything like that? Oh, you're not my type. Those are all opportunities for you to show that you are who you say you are or you're better.
Yeah.
She's doing that because there's a part of her that says, this guy has a shot. If you don't
Mm.
have a shot, if you're not at least a little bit attractive, she ignores you or she just says, no thanks. It'd be weird for a girl to walk up to the guy at the Walgreens counter and he's, yeah, your total's 452 today, ma'am. And she's like, do you say that to all the girls? That's fucking weird. She doesn't have any interest in him. She's not going to shit test him.
Yeah.
If you're getting those tests, it's a good thing. It says, oh, this dude might be the real deal. So that's the first thing is just understand that those little tests, passing them makes you more attractive. Every time that you knock through one of those, especially certain girls, there's an archetype where they're just really shit testy. But you knock through 4 or 5 of those in a row, all of a sudden they become the sweetest, most submissive girls in the world if you can just get through that little bit of resistance. Now, obviously, if she's being disrespectful, that's something different. If she's being rude and insulting, that's not a shit test anymore. That's she's just having a bad day, probably. I just assume that it's a her thing. I don't know how much of that question you're because you're asking more about the biggest obstacles that women put up. Part of it too is literally just their optionality. It's not that they're trying always. Like a lot of guys get upset, oh, because girls are flaky, oh, because girls like XYZ. It's not necessarily because she's flaking on you, it's because she flakes on everything. Like women
That's a fact.
literally will flake on paid modeling gigs, they'll flake on their friends, they'll flake on their own
Yeah.
plans. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna take myself out today. And they're like, no, I don't feel like it because they just have too many options. So that's the other
Mm.
thing with a lot of the shit that women do. Just don't take it too personal. If it's every single girl who does that to you every single time, then yeah, like you're doing something wrong. But if it's just a girl flakes every now and then, bro, they flake on everybody. Even as a coach, I still get flaked on. I still double book myself for dates because like it's just one of those things when you're dealing with a girl, it's just how they are. I don't know if that makes sense.
No, it's funny. The first part you said too, like the sales part of me woke up because even in sales, like when someone asks a question, a lot of people who are newer are like, oh my gosh, they asked me a question. They must not be interested, or like they're like objecting where they're like, yeah, that cost seems kind of high. I don't think I can do that. A newer salesperson is like, oh my gosh, I failed. He's gonna tell me no, or she's gonna tell me no. While like when I hear that, I get excited. I'm like, tell me more.
Yeah,
Let's
exactly.
let's because I know you're interested because you haven't hung up. You haven't hung
Yeah,
up and you're still asking questions. So it's to your point, the same thing goes with women. It's if she's gonna shit test you and like even mess with you a little bit, she's interested. She doesn't have time to just joke for funsies. Like she's interested in some kind of way. So I think that's really a really good point. And dudes overlook that where they're like, why, man, she must not like me because she like said that to me.
yeah, yeah. No, it's a good thing. It means that like she has a standard and that you probably meet it, but like again, she has to be a little bit
Mhm.
sure. And if you have some empathy for this woman, I think that's another big thing that guys should do more in dating is just put themselves into the girl's shoes. It's okay, strange man, he seems attractive, but I don't know. People lie, men lie, especially in dating, trying to get some pussy. I don't know if I can say that on your
Facts.
podcast. You can bleep it later, but it's like, men will absolutely lie their pants off. So yeah, she's gonna test you. She should. It's almost a red flag if she doesn't. It's okay. Why does she treat everybody this way?
No, facts. If a woman's too nice when you meet them, I have a red flag now. Now I don't trust you. It's like, why are you so friendly? And are you this friendly to everyone?
Friendliness is fine. Like if a girl is happy to see you and you just check all of her boxes, cool. But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't
I
know.
don't know. I almost believe if something's too easy, it might not be safe. I don't know. But
Might not
I,
be, might not be.
I think that was a good point too. In the second part you said was the no, I think that's something that's understated too. So one of the things I did that really changed dating for me was just having more women around that I'm not even like I have no interest in hooking up with you. I'm not trying to do anything. All I want to do is like the exact same thing I do with my guy friends. Like, all right, we're gonna go. I hate bowling, but like bowling's an example. Like, we're gonna get a
Yeah,
group together and go bowling, right? And I'm gonna talk to you the same way I'm talking to Jordan, where it's like I'm gonna talk shit to you. And I think that almost changed a lot of my perspective on women because I stopped seeing women as like that old book, like men are from Mars, women are from Venus shit.
yeah.
Like I stopped seeing it like that. And it's no, they're just like in a lot of ways, they're not that different. They just are
Yeah.
more like the world is more unsafe for them. Like
There's
they're more
some very
threatened.
key fundamental differences between men and
Sure,
women,
sure.
but we do have more in common than not. And
Yeah,
I
for
think that's
sure.
something that people need to, or guys especially need to get through their head is that women are just people. At the end of the day, the
Yeah.
motivations that we have in common are a lot more similar. But on the female friend side of things, super important because again, like a lot of guys just live in scarcity, so they'll hatch
Mhm.
themselves on to the first opportunity that they get. Versus even if you just have platonic women around, it's good for you. It gets you out of that shit.
Smooth. Okay, no, that's a good one. And that's such a simple thing too.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you, so as you've been like a dating coach, you've been working with different clients. You kind of gave me a nice conversation that impacted you earlier, but I want to hear if you had any conversation with your client specifically that you feel like really counted or where you saw a huge adjustment. Can you kind of give an example of it?
Yeah, actually, about that flirting with the world, that was a little bit less than a week ago. I was hanging out with my main girl. She's absolutely gorgeous, sweet as hell. And then I have a guy doing live-in right now. And he's been really stuck in his head about how do I start conversations? How do I flirt? And we were just all hanging out together, and he started cracking jokes about me and her. Oh, why are you actually? I'd give him a little playful slap across the face every now and then. Again, it's just playful shit. Whatever. He's
Yeah.
teasing us about, like, oh, I bet you guys like that, blah, blah, blah. Just making semi sexual teases. But again, they're obviously not
Mm.
hurting our feelings. We're all laughing. And after that, the next day when she left, I sat down with him and I was like, dude, I'm not offended. I'm not mad, but you were flirting. And that's good. Do that in every single interaction with a woman. The way that you were
Yeah.
talking to me and my girl, that was flirting. And he was like, really? I was like, yes, that is exactly what you need to do. And then now he went out last night and he was like, yeah, I actually created that vibe. There was the sexual tension. He ended up grabbing 2 phone numbers. He's headed out to Mexico today. So I think he's got a couple of dates lined up. I'm happy for him. I hope they go well, dude. Wish him luck. Hope they close. But yeah, man, it's just like a lot of guys don't even necessarily say put so much pressure on themselves when they go into conversations versus for him, it was like, oh, okay, I'm just relaxed. I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm teasing them. He didn't realize that's the same way that you want to treat a girl that you're interested in.
Man, I think that's such a huge point too, is especially in the world we live in today, it's crazy because I feel like there's more people watching porn and doing really some depraved stuff that I feel wasn't as commonplace in the past. And at the same time, though, we're more afraid to talk and even joke about sex. And guys are like so afraid that like, man, is that gonna be too much? Am I gonna get in trouble? Or is she gonna hate me? Or is he gonna hate me? Whatever. And so to your point, it's like that teasing that I think a lot of guys lack because of that fear.
Yeah. It's the playful nature specifically. You
Yeah.
can get away with some over the top shit if you're not serious. The place where
Mm.
guys fuck up and the guys who do get called creepy is they say the over the top shit seriously. They mean it. And that gives girls
Mm.
the heebie jeebies and it's gross and off putting for them and it makes them uncomfortable. But if you clearly are joking around and you don't have that desire, that's where it's okay. And it's a hard line for a lot of
Mm.
guys to walk is understanding how serious to be with that stuff. That's something I struggled with personally. I had a phase where I was still trying to learn how to flirt and how to game, and I was just a little bit too serious with the sexual stuff. And I definitely made some girls uncomfortable. That's one of the worst periods that I went through in my own dating life. And I look back on that, I'm like, wow, I understand why I wasn't getting positive results. But I'd say with most guys, just err on the side of being playful. I don't really mean it. You can always walk it back to if you pick up on that
Mhm.
vibe that she's a little bit uncomfortable, just walk it back and be like, hey, my bad, a little bit too far, and then just roll over it. Don't make it a big deal. You lead by example. Oh, hey, overstepped, no worries, and go back into it. You should be fine.
It's so funny you say that too, because I'm like a very serious person. I know it. I laugh a lot, but overall, I'm like super serious all the time. So until I started having female friends, I had no idea how to tease and joke playfully. And so it wasn't until I actually watched them interact with each other when it was like just me, and then it's 3, 4, 5, 6 women hanging out, and I'm just shutting the fuck up and just watching. They say the most outrageous sexual jokes all the time and then laugh. And I was like, wait a minute. Dude, you can just say that? That's okay. And so once I started doing it, to your point though, I still go too far sometimes. And then there's a dead silence. And I'm like, oh, so it just got real awkward in here, didn't it? And I'll say something like that. And then everyone will
Yeah, it
start
just breaks
laughing.
that tension. You're like,
Yeah,
again, it's okay to make mistakes too, as
for
long
sure.
as you just acknowledge, oh, whoops, that was a mistake. And people are pretty forgiving as long as they recognize that, okay, hey, he's not trying to make us uncomfortable. He's not trying to be creepy.
Yeah.
We should be fine.
No, I think too, we forget like how much grace people actually are willing to give because a lot of people aren't willing to put themselves out there. So when you are, it's like, all right, what you said was crazy as fuck, but I can, as long as you show, all right, you know what, that was too far. Most people will be like, ah, no big deal. I say retarded, ridiculous stuff all the time.
Hey, you almost said a bad thing there.
I know, man. I almost got this close. Oh,
Actually,
but
that was another breakthrough moment for me, actually, personally,
yeah,
was recognizing that it's okay to be nervous. Specifically, like when you're going to talk to a girl, like when you see that beautiful woman in a coffee shop, and maybe you haven't been in a social mood that day or whatever's going on, we as men all still get nervous, even as a coach. Even for anybody who is into the lore of dating coaching or anything, even mystery, Eric Von Markovic, dude, he runs around here in Scottsdale sometimes. And one of my
mm,
buddies went up to him in one of the bars here, and he was like, "Oh, hey, how you doing, man?" And he was like, "Pretty good, but I'm kind of having some approach anxiety tonight." So it happens to all of us. The breakthrough for me though was it's okay to be nervous. Go anyways. You
mm,
don't have to be perfect to have a positive interaction. You don't have to be perfect to get a date. You don't have to be perfect to get laid or get a girlfriend or get a wife. You can make those little mistakes. You going up is way more important than anything. So just in that moment, feel that feeling. Usually for me, I feel it literally with my gut. I'm like, okay, physically, there it is. That's okay. I'm going to go anyways. And the past 10 times I've done it, they've been really smooth interactions. It's like she's been happy that I've walked up. So if you guys ever have that feeling of, I don't know if I want to talk to this girl, she's whatever. She seems like she's too busy. She seems like she wouldn't be interested. She seems like she's in her own world, whatever. You just never know until you go up and say hi. So give yourself that permission. I'm nervous. It's okay. Hey, what's your name?
I feel like that's the beauty of being a man too, right? It's our entire responsibility to do the things that scare us. If
Mhm.
we're not doing something that scares us on a regular basis, then are we even alive? And I feel like in a way, no, we don't even feel there's a level of fulfillment we don't have if we do the thing that's comfortable. So I think I had a problem with that early on too. I still get nervous in general.
Yeah.
I'll just approach someone who I think is going to be a positive business partner, and I still am like, oh, butterflies. Early on, I had a problem though where I would change the nervousness to excitement, so I would just grin. Cute. I'd be like, hey, how you? It's so nice to meet you. And a friend of mine literally pulled me to the side and he was like, dude, you're funny. You sound good. You dress well. You got everything going for you. Your smile's great, but you use it too much. And I was like, what do you mean I use it too much? My smile's amazing. It's my best weapon. He was like, exactly. The problem is you just met her and you're grinning from ear to ear. What has she done to earn that smile? And that for me was like a breakthrough moment of a good reminder of, wow, you're actually like, you have to remember people also need to earn the right to talk to you. Yeah, it's cool you approached her, okay, but her being cute isn't enough. You have to use a level of stoicism, then smile again, and kind of, to your point, the same way you do with the tone, you have to flow through the conversation. You can't just be constantly excited. I don't know what
Yeah.
your thoughts are on that, but
Yeah. Having the emotional range is super important. And as a man, again, being more stoic, being unreal. So, probably a big part of that problem is okay, we're walking up to this girl and we're reacting to her beauty, like smiling ear to ear,
facts.
too reactive. But if we walk up and we're interested, again, this is where a lot of guys fuck up is they walk up and they're already pre-sold on the girl because she's beautiful. But if you walk up and you're like, okay, this is like me walking onto a car lot right here. I know that I'm interested in this Porsche, but I don't know if I want to buy it yet. Is the price right? Is that everything wrong with
Mm-hmm.
it? You have to figure all that out. But you walk up, okay, hey, who are you? What's your deal? And you're kind of trying to figure out who this girl is. Now, again, you have to establish that romantic premise first because qualifying a girl as a friend versus qualifying her as a potential mate, those are two different things. But you need to make sure, okay, this girl is worthy of my time and we are actually a fit. And that smiling ear to ear or that, oh my God, you're so beautiful. I want to take you home and do nasty things to you. Like either one of those, it's just too over the top. It's too
For
over the
sure.
top without knowing who that is.
No, and I think that's also that's what I mean. I think that was one of the best lessons too, is like when I remembered that women were just people. It's like there are plenty of guys I want to hang out with, no matter how great of a networker they are, no matter how successful they are, where it's like, I just don't like this person.
Yeah.
They doesn't matter what they could offer me, I don't want to hang out with you. And I think it's important to remember women are people. And like when you approach her, it's remember she's a person. She could be great, like you want her to be, or she could be absolutely terrifying. And so just again, treat her as if you were just meeting someone for the first time because you are, not like
Yeah.
you've already got her figured out because she's pretty. I think that's good.
So here's a good framework. I'm assuming a lot of the people who watch, especially the guys who watch this, are probably interested in sales. I'm assuming
For
you've
sure.
talked about the straight line in the podcast before, right?
Yeah, I've talked about sales, all
Sweet.
parts of the business.
So view your interactions as a straight line as well. Basically, hey, we're starting out with the open. Doesn't matter too much what you say on the open. I tend to go semi-direct or indirect, but again, you're just starting a conversation. The next piece is establishing that romantic premise. Hey, this is man to woman. I have a wiener and you have the soft bits, and if this goes well, there's a possibility that those interact. You have to establish that. Don't go over the top with it, but you just make it clear, okay, cool, this is romantic. And then it's qualifying. Okay, is this girl the kind of girl that I want to be around? From qualification, then you're building comfort, you're establishing a story arc for you too. Because, hey, even if it's a one night stand, she wants to go to her friends the next day and be able to tell a positive story about, oh my God, we had all these things in common. It was such a romantic night. You need to have a little bit of that storyline. And then it's the close. But that's your straight line. It's just those 5 steps. Okay, cool. Open, establish the premise. Why the fuck are we here? Hey, do we like each other? Do I like you? And then building that story and then closing.
I like that. That's actually a super useful way to apply the straight line.
Hopefully somebody gets something out of that. If somebody gets a success out of that, drop it in the comments. I want to hear about it.
I got something out of it. And I think this is a good part to sum it all up too. I think one of the best things you teach is, I think a lot of guys complicate women in dating. And I think a lot of what you're really making clear is it's not actually that complicated. Really just action. That's it. Just doing the stuff, messing it up, doing it again.
Yeah, imperfect action beats inaction every time. So if you guys literally changed nothing about your approach, nothing about your personality, did not change a damn thing, and all you did is just talk to 100 women, I guarantee you at least a couple of them will be your type and find you attractive as well. So if you just talk to 100 girls, recognize it's not going to be perfect, but some of them are going to like you. Guys can find what you're looking for, whether that's casual options, whether that's a girlfriend. You'll find somebody if you just push yourself out there.
I like
Do it in person. Don't use fucking Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Use those.
Man.
There's no reason not to, but don't fucking rely on them. Go talk to the girls in person.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate those things so much. They were exhausting, especially as I started getting better photos and my profile started looking better. I actually started getting a lot of matches.
Oh yeah.
And then I started realizing I was like, I don't actually want to go out with any
yeah, dude. There's probably like 300 contacts in my phone from dating apps, and I got banned off of Tinder and Hinge about 3 years ago. But there's literally hundreds of contacts in my phone from the dating apps, and most of them I'm just like, you're not really what I'm looking for. Once you get those first couple of successes, you're like, this is exhausting. I'd rather go talk to somebody who I know that I like. I don't know.
Facts. You get to meet
it's
them
like
in
a fast
person.
way. For most dudes, 100%. You're not there yet. No, you're fine. For most dudes, you're not there yet. So hop onto the apps, get some good pictures. You can absolutely meet some beautiful women there. I had a long-term girlfriend that I met off of Tinder. She was great.
Sure.
But again, like once you have a little bit of success, get out into the real world. Actually, before you even have success, just do them all. Yeah. Do them all. Do social circle, do social media, do dating apps, do cold approach. They all work. They're all effective. There's no reason not to learn all the other skills. Don't rely solely on one method.
No, facts, because that's what a lot of guys do is they'll just swipe on the dating app forever and hope that they get some matches that they can try to go out with. And the other thing is I feel like the dating app ones are more likely to flake on you too. Where it's like when you meet a woman in person, it's like now she's all right, I can put a face. He didn't creep me out. I feel like he made me feel fairly safe. Why not meet him? A dating app is
and it goes to that storyline too, right? What kind of the girl get to tell herself and her friends? Actually, the story she tells herself is most important. But
facts.
Yeah, I was bored and laying in bed one night, and I swiped on this dude on Tinder, and then we ended up going out for a drink. Yeah, that can work, but how much cooler is it? Oh yeah, we happened to bump into each other because we were both at whatever bar, or we both had this kind of hobby, or wherever you meet her. It's, oh yeah, it's this twist of fate. That's so much more romantic. Girls want to tell their friends about that. Yeah, this handsome boy walked up to me at the bar and he really liked my skirt, and then we ran into each other again. It's like, those are cool stories. Those are fun. Versus, yeah, we swiped on a dating app. It kind of feels icky.
No, facts. Man, I appreciated this time with you, Jordan. This has been sweet.
Yeah.
I feel like I've learned a lot, and I'm sure all the listeners have learned a lot. So I feel like the biggest takeaways, mostly just take action. If you improve nothing else, you talk to 100 women, you're taking action, something is going well. You're going to end up winning and being, if nothing else, a better person at the end of it. Also, if you want to make your life better, make your life better. Make the way you look better. Make the way you dress better, go to the gym, become more successful. All those things will just make life better. Also, I think this goes to the premise of the podcast too. Human interaction is better than no interaction or virtual interaction. If you want to find the most success, get used to just interacting with people in your everyday. Flirt with everyone. Make friends with everyone. And in turn, you get so used to flirting and making friends with everyone. That hot girl you want to go talk to all of a sudden is not that intimidating because she's just going to be another friend until whatever else you guys make each other, right? So I think those are some of my biggest takeaways. I don't know if there's anything else you want the audience to take away.
No, I'd say you hit the nail on the head. You need abundance. That's the only other thing is like whatever your goal is, whether it's short term, long term, or something in between, you need to have good, high quality options to get it. Otherwise, you're just relying on hope.
Relying on hope is tough. That got real deep real quick. But you are right. With that being said, thank you so much again for joining us. Jordan, can you tell us where can we find you for those of us who need help in the space? How can we reach out to you and get your help?
Yeah. Follow me on Instagram, authentic. That's the best way to get a hold of me. There's a free PDF. I said that right. Free PDF on the dating funnel on there. Just message me funnel. I'll shoot it over to you. If you guys are serious about taking that action, you want to change your dating life for good, click the link in that bio, schedule a call with me, and we'll figure out if you're a good fit for one-on-one coaching.
Fantastic. Also, we'll make sure to have the Instagram as well as that link from your bio in the, what do you call it? The bio? Is it the summary? In the summary of the podcast as well.
And if any of you guys watching want a free Instagram review as well, just mention that you found us or found me on the podcast. I'll give that to you guys for free. No problem. I was a professional photographer for several years. As I mentioned in the beginning, I've done the whole media thing. I will absolutely help you guys step your Instagram up for free. Just mention the podcast and I got you.
Thank you, Jordan. And he is actually very good. He's given me a lot of advice on my Instagram, and my Instagram has come a long way. So thank you so much, Jordan, for taking the time to meet with us, speak with us. Again, everyone, this is the podcast Conversations That Count. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, follow. We're on both Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and you can even grab some on YouTube. So everyone have an amazing day. Forgive me, the one last thing I forgot to leave with, the takeaway that I want everyone to go take action on once they stop listening to this, go meet, walk up, introduce yourself to 5 new people. If you're a woman listening, go introduce yourself to 5 new women, 5 new men. I don't care who it is. Start a conversation, take action. If you're a man, go up, introduce yourself to 5 new women or 5 new, whoever you're interested in, go introduce yourself to 5 of those people and start a conversation. Get to know them, build a relationship. I need everyone listening to go do that right now. Thank you all. Let's go out there. Let's win. Let's have some fun and let me know how it goes. Thank you, everyone, for watching another episode of Conversations That Count.